Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull, and today we are going to be talking about the loss of Big Bru to this team, what it means for us moving forward, and who do we think could come in and help to kind of fill that void. Obviously, it's a void that will never be fully filled, but we do need someone to step up, and it might be some of these younger guys. For those of you who may not know, Bru is probably our most passionate player on offense, especially outside of that offensive line. He's a guy that just shows up, he gives a spark to this team with big plays, big catches, and just tough yardage. Obviously he's a great blocker. He's a big body guy, 6'3", 220 pounds, probably about a 4.4 40. And that is not something that grows on trees, especially not as much of a dog as Bru is. Let's take a look at some of his clips and let's see what we're going to be losing. All right, so this first one right here, this is against Pittsburgh last season. As you can see, it's 17-7. We're losing. It's in the second quarter. We need a big play in the worst way. And this is a great pass, but this is also a really good catch. Good job of getting open right here. Those are the big time catches that we see Bru make on a consistent basis. Again, this is later on in that Pitt game. You see after that catch, we start to kind of get some big mo moving for us, and it's 24-20. Right here, it's 3rd and 9. We need a first down. Bru makes this catch about a yard short of the first down, but watch the way that he just continues to fight for those extra yards. Those are spark plays, right? Those are the types of plays that get your entire team involved in the game. Even people on the sidelines, you get them fired up. You get those guys yelling. Little things like that go a long way in football, guys. Right here, this is a first down. Of course, this is up against Florida. This is a bitter rival. And you see him just getting that yak, fighting, continuing to fight forward. Now this is his first catch up against Bama. This is something that P and I talk about on the channel all the time. Bru had 2 catches in this game, and they probably were the 2 biggest catches of the game, right? So right here, this was, I believe, our first down. This is a big spark play. Watch what happens right here. Bru catches the ball right at the first down marker, but he doesn't go down. He keeps fighting. Now look at what everyone else does. Everyone else comes in to get involved on this play to help their teammate out. Those are the types of things that if someone comes into a big game and is a little bit nervous, it gets their juices flowing and it gets them playing more loose. It gets them back to understanding that, hey, this is still just a game and we got to go out here and not overthink it and just play hard so that we can win. Now, this is another really big catch. Obviously, with 5 seconds left when this throw is made, everyone knows all about this one. This is one of the best catches in Tennessee football history. This is a really nice pass, but watch this catch. Look at the way that he has to go up and fight for this football. These are the types of things that we're really going to miss. Up against Georgia. Now, we know how physical Georgia likes to play, especially on the outside. Look at what Bru does here. He makes this catch. Again, he's staying up, he's fighting, getting his team involved in it. Now, look at this. The guy's still holding on to him. Get off me. That's a dog. We need a lot more of that on this team. Now, this is from this season up against UTSA. Look at this block that he lays. And, again, man, Bru has made so many good blocks for this team throughout this season. I didn't put them all on here, but if you've watched the games and you've seen them, I really like this one just because I think that this one went a little bit unnoticed. If you take a look right here where Bru is, this guy has the best angle on Joe. Now, first off, this was a really good call. This was a good job by Joe Milton to decide to take it. And I think part of the reason that he did take it is because he knew that he had Big Bru out there blocking for him. Some of y'all told me that Joe Milton said after the game, after Bru got hurt, that he did not want to go back in after he got hurt. And I think that was just more because he didn't want to be out there playing without his guy. Bru will be definitely missed. I mean, there's no way that we can find, again, anyone that's going to completely fill his shoes, but we do have some pretty good options of some guys, young guys who've been waiting their turn. Number one I want to talk about is Caleb Webb. Similar in size, not as big, but he's 6'3", 196 pounds. He might be just as fast as Bru, but, he's done a good job this season of making some tough catches, making some pretty big catches, not in huge moments, obviously, but that does give you some confidence moving forward, right? I mean, it looks like he can do what he needs to do if he's called on in those big plays, even if it's just, like a 3rd down situation. You need to be able to come up with those catches. Those are big momentum plays for this offense, whether it's positive or negative, okay? I don't know how good of a blocker he is. From what I've seen, he's done a pretty good job. I think all of these guys that I'm going to mention today will do a pretty good job of blocking on the outside. That's something that Tennessee really prides itself on with its wideouts, is being able to make blocks on the outside, right? That's something that we've utilized a lot this season, is getting the ball out quick to the flat area, out wide, and kind of just depending on some of these bigger body receivers or tight ends to hold on to some blocks and get us 5 to 6 quick yards. So I think that he can do that pretty well. Next guy's going to be Chaz Nimrod, 6'3", 198 pounds. Now, again, he's not as big as Bru. Bru is 6'3", 220. Neither one of those guys are as big, in weight as Bru is, but they are both as tall. And they might be close to being as long from an arm and reach perspective. I've seen Chaz Nimrod do some pretty good things this season. Seen him make some drops too. And that is concerning to me. You've got to just have some faith in him though. You got to think that if he is called upon in a big game, that he's going to make those catches, that he's going to make those blocks. He looks pretty physical on the outside. Again, neither one of those guys are as good of a blocker as Bru is. Bru blocks like a tight end. He's like a small tight end. Next guy's going to be Nathan Leacock, and he's 6'3", 200 pounds. I would say that he's the fastest out of that bunch. He's faster than Bru is for sure, but he's also still a true freshman. So you have to wonder, is he going to be ready to come in some of these big games throughout this big stretch that we've got coming up, this big gauntlet, or this really, really tough gauntlet? Can he come in and can he, just give us anything? You know what I mean? All these guys, I'm not saying that one of these guys has to carry the entire load, but somebody has to be able to step up, or they all need to be able to step up and just give us those tough catches when we need them. That's why we got these bigger body guys, because, again, we need for them to be physical blocking and physical in making catches, physical in getting tough yards. I think that all three of these guys are capable of doing it. How would I rank them? I don't know. I'll let y'all, y'all can leave down in the comments who y'all would rank 1 to 3 out of those guys that you think should probably be starting in Bru's place. But I think that the best player, the best option that we have is a guy that we have not seen play all season, in Ethan Davis. Now, I know that y'all are probably saying Ethan Davis is a tight end, but coming out of high school, all he did was catch passes. He was not inside of that box. Okay, he's bigger than Bru is, and I think that he blocks just as well, and he's just as fast. He's 6'5", 235 pounds. Let's take a look at some of his clips from the spring game and see what he could possibly bring to this team if he is healthy enough to play. All right, so you got him right here in the slot. He's gonna motion back in, and we're gonna see him blocking right here. Okay, so that is Jason Jenkins, I believe, that he just pancakes. So this is a box guy that he's pancaking. He does a good job of navigating and finding him, but you see the strength that this young man has, right? So he doesn't just find him, but he actually finishes him. Look at that, finds him, does a good job, boom, takes him all the way down to the ground and lays him on his back. Now, right here, again, we've got him inside the box. Does a good job of finding a guy at the second level. You see him driving, and he pushes him all the way out of the hole. He's a very strong player. He's one of those guys that, he's 235, 240 pounds, but I mean, he plays a lot stronger than that. He's just a really, really strong guy. Right here, we've got him in the slot. I just wanted to show you guys this. This is a simple little slant route, but he's open, right? This is open, and I don't think that there is a safety or corner or slot nickel, whatever you want to call it, linebacker guy that could guard him on the outside on this slant, because his body is so big and he's so quick, and he has those long arms and he uses them. I mean, he catches the ball away from his body. He's a very handsy catcher, does not let the ball get in on his body. And, I think that he could be utilized very well there. Now, right here, coming out of the backfield, look at this. So this is whenever he gets to go up against one of these smaller guys, right? So he's going up against, I think this is Christian Charles, who's a bigger defensive back. Look what he does to him. Boom, just a shoulder and drops him down. That's how strong he is. He's very powerful. Now we're seeing him right here. Looks like he was coming out of the backfield on a little quick out. Now look at what he's doing here. Makes the catch, but look at how he's fighting for those extra yards. Okay, very, very similar to what Bru does. Got him here inside of the backfield again. And, he's looking for that edge guy, and he does a really good job of locating him. Just kind of showing you the way that he can move in space. Now here, really like this play. I know that y'all know about this one. I know that y'all seen this one. Watch him here in the slot. He's split out here, obviously. So that was the comeback route. The comeback route wasn't really there. He notices that his quarterback is scrambling. He does an excellent job in the scramble drill of giving his quarterback a nice little lane to fit this ball into a nice window. And that's a great catch. Again, he catches the ball away from his body. Okay, this is a great pass. But look at the extension. Look at the way that he's not just waiting on that ball to come all the way down. He goes up and attacks it in the air. That's all hands. He is a very, very sure-handed, wide receiver, tight end, whatever you want to call it. And I think that he can make some big catches for us down this gauntlet of a stretch. Now, this right here is up against Arion Carter. We're going to see Ethan Davis come out of the backfield. And watch this little shake that he's going to put on Arion, right? So he gives him a nice little jab to the inside, jab to the outside, and he is creating separation. This is open, okay? SEC, this is open. So he's got plenty of room to the outside. This is a really nice route. Does a great job of, walling off. I mean, he gives his quarterback a lot of room to be able to make a good pass here. So now the ball is a little bit high, and you're going to see that Ethan has to double clutch it. The referee comes in, calls it incomplete. But if you see it from this angle, what you'll notice, look, goes up. Again, hands, great concentration, stays with it. He has control. Foot's down. Right here, hand gets down, and looks like his hip also got down. So that is a catch all day long. Now, that's the play that he got hurt on. And, that's something obviously that you had to, kind of worry about to some degree. But I would say that without a shadow of a doubt, if Ethan Davis is not seriously injured, now we heard that he rolled up his ankle playing basketball. I think that was earlier in the season. I think that was like maybe right before our first game or right around that time. If that's the case, he should be ready to come back now. I think that his ankle has had enough time to heal. As far as I know, I mean, I don't have any facts on this. I'm just speculating. But I think that he's been getting held out because he's kind of in the doghouse with his coaching staff, just because of that basketball thing. Could also be a little bit of a, combination of things. Maybe they don't think that he is physically heavy enough yet to get out and play tight end the way that, this team plays it, which is very, very physical. It's a whole lot of side of the box stuff. I honestly don't know because, we will split our tight ends out as well, and we'll utilize them that way. I think that he could fit into that role very, very easily. So not quite sure if, maybe his injury, quote unquote, is worse than what they're telling us. Not sure, but if he can play, I would most definitely say that he is our best option. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in to the Blue Chip Breakdown. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.